Okay, great. So excited to share a little bit about what we have in store for Solstice season 2021. So kind of here's the breadth of it, and we'll kind of talk more about the specifics. So we have kind of this blooming installations of art throughout our community through the month of June. So in lieu of kind of our normal festivities because of our continued COVID situation, it's evolving and we're still kind of tracking what is going to be possible. Of course, we even found out this morning there's more changes going on. So it's an evolving situation. But what we're planning is kind of in homage to Mardi Gras and what they did this year. Maybe some of you saw that they did a Yardi Gras concept. So meaning decorating their front yards, decorating their businesses, but decorating in kind of a direction like a themed Halloween all over your city. So they ended up having 300 or 3,000 businesses and residents participate. And so I want to just show you some pictures and ideas that just kind of jog some thoughts. So we're planning to do this kind of the whole month of June. We'll get started with some of these builds in May. We are renting the Community Arts Workshop starting May 1st. So we will have half of that, not the whole thing. And we are doing, some of you have already put in proposals for being an artist in residence. If you haven't, they're due by this Friday. So we're still accepting proposals. We have stipends between $500 and $1,500 for a select number of artists to be able to work out of the CAW or a place of your choosing to be able to create some really cool site-specific installations. So we'll be reviewing those after we see them on Friday. We've already got some of them. So thanks for all of the folks who have put in some really cool ideas, including Claudia. And I know everybody else in here is kind of scheming a little bit. Caroline's got some good ideas. And I know you guys are all just kind of got those creative brewing hats on. But let me quickly get that visual to share with you all, just to give some kind of context for what we're looking at. And thank you, Laura, actually, for bringing some of this concept to our attention. So this is some of the different houses. Is this coming up for you all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So these, this is what they're calling Yardi Gras houses in New Orleans. So they weren't able to do their parade either this year. So in lieu of that, they did these fun and festive houses and businesses that, were all over the community. So this one was called the Queen of Bounce House. There's the Night Tripper, Original Skull House. So this is an image from that house. Actually, maybe that's the Zulu house. So this is just kind of some different ideas to get your thinking caps and creative engines kind of firing here. Here's a couple different ones. So you kind of think about this as like Halloween on steroids a little bit. Each person can decorate either their own house, their apartment, and tell us where these places are. So we'll put them on a map so that the community can visit them at their leisure at the timing in which you have designated it's going to be up. So ideally some portion of June, if not the whole thing. Look at this cool one with a dinosaur. That one's fun. And so that's kind of the concept. Also, we are similar to what they did, doing a opportunity where businesses or residents can do a hire an artist. So if they don't want to actually decorate their house or business, they can contact us. You all tell me if you want to be one of the artists for hire, and then I'll kind of connect up. Also, if you have somewhere in mind, you can also connect those dots. So if you wanted to go to a business or a house, you can kind of create that relationship and also let us know about it. So in addition to that, we're planning for a inflatable garden of sorts in different areas around town. So probably on the middle of State Street, possibly De La Guerra Plaza, La Cumbre, Paseo Nuevo. So we're going to test out all of our old and amazing inflatables by our amazing Polly. Polly, give us a shout out over there. So we're super excited to see. Polly, why don't you say hello and just share a little bit about some of your inflatables. I think most people know about your inflatables, but if you happen to be new and joining us for the first time, you need to know this gentleman who has made these amazing pieces.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I am excited. Ricardo asked me if would be possible to blow up several of my inflatables as an installation art. And I told, of course, it's possible. And I can invite the area dancers who every year doing amazing magical dance performance, just like Cirque du Soleil, hanging from the ceiling of the inflatables and wearing almost nothing costumes. They are very beautiful, sexy girls, and they do a great job. Also, a couple of years ago, we made a cosmic tree for beloved Margaret Singer artist who passed away with almost 98 years. And I would like to decorate that giant tree, about 15 feet tall tree, with amazing magical artificial flowers as blossom tree. Yeah.
Well,
So
all of that sounds incredible. Thank you so much, Polly, for all you've contributed over the years. And also so
I,
good to see you, Raven. And thanks for all you're contributing and supporting this amazing gentleman to bring things to life each year. Super cool. We're going to come back to you, Polly. I want to hear more about those things. I want to kind of get through a couple more things and then we'll come back to that if you don't mind.
sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you. So with site installation, so artisan residents or whoever is proposing, you can propose where you want to have these site installations. So it could be at a business, could be a house, could be an outdoor public space. Take into consideration, the level of difficulty to actually get that thing installed, because you can imagine sometimes permitting processes can be a challenge, and I'm happy to help facilitate that process, but we want to do something that is actually doable. So just kind of think that through and we can troubleshoot that. Let's see, music. The way we're currently looking at including music is at different venues that already allow music. So restaurants right now do allow music in outdoor and indoor spaces. Some performing arts venues are also moving towards having these things. You could probably have a band in your front yard. We are considering adding some kind of concerts elements to this, but more so wanting to kind of open up this to you all in the community to suggest things that you are doing. Our staffing and our finances this year, as you can imagine, with not being able to produce festival as we properly do and bring in the income associated with the festival that we properly do, things are kind of slim. So we need to kind of really be strategic as to how do we go about all of these things. Let's see, what else have I missed here? Stacy, do you want to share anything that I have not covered?
Well, did you talk about the virtual parade?
No, that's obviously a big part of
Yeah.
this. So let me talk a little bit more about that. So all of these things I just mentioned, so there's kind of a in-person and virtual concept. So we are going to have all of these elements professionally filmed by TVSB. And so they will come out to these different places to film them, as well as we're going to have about a 2-week period at the CAW where we're going to have kind of the professional studio of sorts set up where you can schedule a half-hour segment where you can come in costume with your crew and be professionally filmed in front of a green screen that will look like you're dancing it up in front of kind of a downtown State Street scene, so kind of in the direction of the parade. And all of these things will be put together into a professionally edited piece that will air on cable TV. We're still working out if it's going to be one of our many different local stations, but ideally we're planning to have that air on the 27th of June on Sunday. So this all kind of culminate in that moment. Also, we want to make sure that everybody can participate at all levels. So we will still be accepting individual submissions of either photos or videos made from home, or professionally filmed videos that you do but you submit. So we'll have all of these different kind of requirements so that you know how long you're going to be able to get in this piece. And then we'll have kind of a side element or a additional video concept so there's going to be one 58-minute piece that will be on cable television, and then the other one will be more of these different segments that we can use for YouTube as well as TVSB, and we'll kind of combine. This will be like the raw unedited version of Solstice, which will be kind of a fun way to kind of bring a lot of this together. So we'll have one for kind of a certain purpose, and then we will have kind of more elements for that. Let's see. If you haven't done so yet, there's also tonight at 11:59 is the final time to vote for your favorite art piece, and something like 25 different artists have submitted a really nice piece of work to be considered for this year's poster and t-shirt contest. So please do that if you haven't. I'll put that in the chat, and from here I will let Stacy share any more of what I haven't said, and then maybe let Ricardo take away some additions if you would like to share. Stacy, you want to go first? You're on mute.
Sure. I just maybe add a little bit more clarity to the virtual parade. I'm kind of referring it to two different parades. There's one on State Street, and then there's the homegrown parade. So the homegrown parade is going to be very similar to what you saw from last year. And by the way, that our virtual parade is up now and has been, we tried to do it live, and that was really difficult, and we had some glitches, but now it's all been cleaned up and remade. And if you haven't watched it again, I encourage you to do so, because it's really quite lovely. I love it. And yes, and the other parade is really intended to be a parade that just is like a parade down State Street. We need to fill State Street again, basically. And that's what we're trying to do with this. So it will be really fun. So, and also just to know that the workshop isn't really, and you can jump in, Ricardo, if you want, it's not really going to be open to the public. We will have artists in residence in there. It's going to be open for people to come by appointment, groups of, I think we decided up to 6 that we can accommodate for filming. So there'll be a green screen and a little filming area in the workshop for that. But it won't be the traditional workshop that you all know and love, where you come and you can just rifle through things and create things, and it's just going to be a little bit different. Ricardo can do that.
And I believe we're still planning to open May 1st with the workshop.
Yes,
That's correct.
Yeah, and it will, again, it's going to be more minimal. There will be space to work there, by appointment and with social distancing. And then there will be, like, especially for making puppets, we're not going to bring out all of the stuff, but there will be some tools and some costuming making abilities. Yeah, we also don't have all of the workshop. We have the one building, the one large building, and the outside area. So so yeah, so it's definitely a limited use, but it will be there available. And then as things go, and if things open up even more, then we can use it even more. But it will be, yeah, it's going to be available for making stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to add to that just a little bit is those artists that are selected as artists in residence, and they put that proposal in, those folks will have the ability to utilize the space kind of with your key group that you designate as kind of your working pod per se. So that might be a couple friends, it might be, you know, something like that. And that will be allowed on a regular basis, kind of by a certain amount of time associated with that. So it's not kind of the normal public hours situation. But go ahead, Ricardo, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, okay. And then, so we actually, Diane Arnold has already made a proposal to use one of Polly's inflatables to create an installation at her store. So that's that one. And then, so we will all be there to facilitate transportation and yeah, the sort of practical details around any of those things. And then, of course, everyone should encourage anyone they know, and now it can be from anywhere, to submit videos for the virtual parade. In the last years, we had a you know, thingamajig theater from England, and then of course Claire and them did stuff that was back and forth from St. Louis. So I'd love to see artists from other places you know, submitting things, and some of those things will be in the, yeah, whatever, in the cable TV event, and some of them will also be in the YouTube event. And then there'll be something live, but we're not encouraging anything like a parade. More like the audience will go from place to place to place where the installations are. Is that right, Robin?
That's correct. Yes, absolutely. So because we need to encourage more social distancing, that's why we're talking about the whole month of June, and also encouraging people to do it all over the city. And anyone's able to participate, and we can kind of send those people to you and record them all while it's happening. So it'll be kind of these like mini pop-up installations / mini events that are happening at these different spaces. So go ahead.
Just would you clarify for the people who are here, because we have we're hoping, we want to have some tighter deadlines, because that's what was difficult for us last year. Was we were in standard solstice timing, and we were literally getting things like 2 days before we're supposed to have a video together. So that's not really available. Funny enough, in the virtual world, we have to have things together more. So Robin, you're actually more familiar with what we have proposed as the timetable, but definitely everyone that's thinking about submitting anything, get on it soon.
Absolutely. So we are, like you said, on a little tighter timetable, and we are accepting those proposals soon. And then we're going to have a designated 2 to 3-ish week in May for those appointments where you can come and get filmed at the call or out in the community. And so we need June, for the most part, to be able to edit some of that stuff together. We'll be still filming in the beginning of June as all these things are starting to come up, and we'll continue to film them throughout, but there's only going to be so many of those things that can be part of this professional film situation, and then the others will continue to document and then put those wherever we can at that point in time, but in the YouTube or the TVSB video. So with all of the specific timeframes, I'm going to follow up with some emails with all of those, because I think it's going to get a little bit too confusing to give all of those timeframes in here. But what I would like to do is take some time to just have you all ask questions and also share what you're thinking about with the group. And so we can talk a little bit more and kind of get our creative juices flowing. So what I thought we could do is just kind of popcorn a bit around the room. And if anyone wants to go, just raise a hand or do the little hand raise situation in the digital format, and we'll go to you next. Catrice, and then Claudia next.
Hey everyone, I'm Catrice. So as far as like the groups that are going to be collaborating, is there going to be any sort of like kind of connection, like kind of connecting people together to participate for the installations? Are you going to have any sort of like way that people can maybe join groups, or people have ideas and get kind of groups together, that sort of thing?
That's a really good question, and it's kind of an organic process each year, in that each person who decides that they want to be kind of instigating or coordinating an ensemble or a project, they start recruiting. And so if you all become one of those people who is in the recruiting and organizing, please let me know, and let me know if you are wanting to recruit others. There are kind of a number of sort of regular ensembles that tend to participate. And so I can put together a list of ways that people can get involved. So I think there'll be a combination, and we'll just continue to, maybe what we can do is create a Google Doc that has kind of the ongoing thing so people can see what's available.
Okay, and those are all really great ideas.
Thank you. And thanks for so much for all you've contributed last year. You've been such a joy. And if anybody doesn't know, this is the amazing woman who created last year's featured artwork, poster, and t-shirt. So we so love that. And she also submitted another one this year, which is gorgeous. So gotta love that. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Claudia, you're next.
Okay, thank you. I'm very excited about this. In fact, I'm having the front of my house painted right now so that it'll be the backdrop and it'll look much better. But my neighbors, when I've talked to them, they're excited about it. So I encourage everybody who wants to do something like that, talk to your neighbors, tell them, show them your drawings. I mean, it's something I think that if we really get the city all involved, people involved, they'll love it. I also already have a restaurant that will, Kai Sushi will have some of my fish, and I'm having so much fun from this. And I have a question though. I noticed that today the governor said that probably everything will open up by June 15th. Are we going to then suddenly be able to have a one person wide trail up State Street? What do you think? I have a question.
Well, a really good question. I heard that this morning too, and I was like, oh, here we go. But I did do a little bit of kind of checking in with local health professionals, event permitting folks, and what seems to be anticipated is that large scale community events are not part of that, sort of eliminating the tiers. If we find, and the one person I spoke to said within 2 weeks, there's going to be more guidance as to what all this means. If we find that if it's looking like it's directly available, that we can, maybe do something more regular, we can explore that. But for the time being, we're going to stick with this plan. And as conditions change, I'll keep you updated. But I'm keeping my ear to the ground, and I'm excited that we are opening back up. That is
a giant conga line.
Yes, exactly. I love that. That's what we need to do.
I so love that. And that is actually one of the things that I would really love someday to compete in the Guinness World Book of Records for the longest, most fun conga line. So man, that would be rad. But love it. Okay, who else wants to go? And thank you for bringing that up. Tessa.
Thank you.
You're on mute. Sorry, go ahead.
Tell Tessa to unmute.
Yes.
Okay.
There she goes. Good.
All right.
There you go.
Normally you unmute with the space bar, but apparently that doesn't happen on my computer. So thank you. Thanks for letting me know. And thank you, all my darlings. It's so wonderful to see you. It's such a relief to get to see you. All right. Several things. First of all, I contacted Paseo Nuevo, and they went from being conceptually interested in a couple of ideas I presented them to being really excited and interested in having installations in their various paseos, and if we had a performance thing in the amphitheater. So Robin, if you want to work with them. Now, I was not aware of, you know, I didn't have a very deep understanding of what was going on. So you might also have to work with them regarding money. I wasn't aware. I encouraged a donation, but I did not say that payment was required. So you might need to work with Mary Lynn on that.
I know Mary
I also
will work out some details.
That's good. That's great. And then I also talked to Tara Patrick at Art from Scrap, and as far as she knows, we can have that front parking lot, like we had the drum circle 2 years ago. We can have an installation, or probably we could have a band or something there as well. And I'm wondering, we're still having the bloom as being the theme?
Yes, I failed to share that, but yes, absolutely. Bloom is the
Good.
theme.
And Ricardo, can I get coaxial cable?
I'm unknown at the moment. I'm currently I'm in Camarillo, and I'm kind of stuck in the water. My car's not working, but that's a good question, and I'll be on it as soon as I can come up to Santa Barbara and check and see if there is any available. And I don't think we don't have any stashed anywhere in the moment. I could check in to see if maybe Dusty has anything.
But
So-
if that's part of your maybe artist in residence proposal, just put in there that is something you would like to get, and there's a materials amount that would go with that, and so we can work that out.
Right.
Okay, we'll do that. Duff and I have a couple of concepts that are more in the line of art installations rather than decorations of places, because we heard what we heard and interpreted it as we interpreted. So thank you. I will get I'll get the proposal in
Great.
today.
All of the
tomorrow.
above are welcomed. So I think I see SunBear. Wonderful. We've got Claudia has something else. Anyone else? And then we'll.
Coax. I have a little source for some coax.
Great.
Coax hookup.
Wonderful.
I cannot tell you where, but I have one.
Fabulous.
I love you,
Mr.
Claudia. You know I adore you.
This is so
I'm
fun.
wondering if other materials will be accepted as donations. I've been like saving up for 2 years now.
Oh yes, that would be once May 1st. We will be ready to accept.
Yeah, I just would like to put a little caveat on that. Just realize we don't have all of the facilities that we've had. So yeah, we'll do what we can, and yeah, to accept them. And yeah, and we're still kind of making it up. And I think, and the other part, to kind of go back to Catrice's question, I think we will need to create something like a network where people who want to do something, who don't maybe know what they want, could plug into an artist. So I think we're going to put a little more responsibility on the artists to organize if they'll need and or want additional people to be connected to them. So because an installation could also have a small group of people with puppets or in mask or in costume to be a part of that installation. So we could begin to sort of, the way we've been envisioning the parade this year is that the parade does not move, but the audience goes from thing to thing to thing to thing. So the audience actually becomes the parade. And
Yes.
with that, that then is our caution, because we can control the people within the workshop to a certain degree, and we can control our own participants. So I'm not worried about that as far as creating dangerous connections, but we cannot control the audience gatherings. And so that's where I think we're going to have to still stay cautious with that. But the conga line thing, we could improvise yeah, on the
We'll,
moment.
we'll see about a conga line. I like it, but we'll have to see what is feasible. Yay. Okay. SunBear. Gotta unmute yourself. Okay, well, oh, there we go.
Okay. I'm there.
Yep, you're there.
You see me? You see all the
I can't
dogs around?
see you, but I hear you.
Oh. Is that
Jim,
it?
turn on the video on the bottom left.
He fall asleep.
Well,
There he is.
Wake up.
We missed you. Good to see you.
Wake up.
well, it's still no strong ideas yet, you know, just have to see what happens. If we photograph stuff up where I'm at, like some of our sculptures, those will be possibly put into some film roll or something.
Exactly. Yep. Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be in Santa Barbara.
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay,
I would say
so,
that the filming that we can send out someone to film would need to be in Santa Barbara. But if it's outside of that, you'd probably want to plan to film it or photograph it yourself and send us the video.
send it to, okay, that was one of the issues, and whether or not Ricardo's going to actually need my help or not. So, hey,
I'm sure
Ricardo,
that-
you going to need my help?
I think we're going to need your help a little bit. Yes, Jim.
So
That-
we'll,
it's to plan on something, and great question, and yes, unsure of what and how much, but yeah.
We'll
So,
get back to you on the
Well,
specific.
it
Yeah,
doesn't sound like we're going to have a real tool shop thing going on.
We won't, but there will be something there to make things available to people who need to build something. What primarily aiming at more like large puppets or paper mache installation pieces and or other stuff. So and of course we're still making it up. So I know we're going to need some kind of tooling and some kind of, you know, we'll probably have some tables there at the workshop. Of course, we even have our tents that we can set up outside for building things. So to make sure that there's enough space for everyone to work. And once again, we should be able to set up something for costuming assistance, and not exactly the mask room, but there will be something like that available for people to create masks. So we're going to have some creation space, and I think we still don't know exactly how we're going to, probably something like, for in the beginning at least, with appointments or something like that. We'll have to work out to be sure there's not too many people there while we have the rules that we'll have to follow in probably the first month.
Well, we're not going to really be able to open up the big trailers, so.
No, that's definitely not happening. That's
So
for
people
sure.
are going to have to like show up with their own hand tools for the most part.
We have, again, we have some tools, we have some things that we normally have at the end. So, but you're right. People are going to have to take a little more responsibility when they're making something to bring some things with them to put that together. And we'll just have stuff there as much as we can to help people.
So we'll have to probably make a list publicly available as to what people can use and what they can't. But I think because the main groups of people who are going to be using this are the artists in residence or people kind of by appointment, we're going to be making projects specific to their needs and buying supplies and accessing resources specific to those. And then probably within small other capacities, we'll figure stuff out.
Is Barbara still there? Is Barbara on this talk list here?
No, she's not here at the moment, but certainly hope to have her involved in some way.
I think she's planning to be traveling, doing so. So I would say that in the moment, we don't have an official costume person, if we're going to go with that.
Well, I can talk to her. A while back, I know it still exists, but she wanted me to build her a big old giant table, and then I ended up in Paso Robles. It would be a good time to build her a really big table if she wanted it. Then you could use it for the shop there until it was done, and then that could be her table. So I'll just get a hold of her and find out.
Right.
Sounds
So
good.
it's great. It's great. You're speaking that way makes me also think and be like forewarn people. Without the trailers and the rest of it, we don't have a way to put things away. So anything which is brought in will be more encouraging people to take it away if they've brought it in. We have some things that we can bring out, but you know we're definitely limited in what we can hold on to.
But the facility all closes now. So it's if you haven't been to the CAW in the last year, it's really different. It has garage doors on all parts. You know, the bathrooms, I guess they were functioning before, but there's doors. So there's some separation in there. And so it's becoming new and different every day. So I want to make sure that we get a chance to go around to a couple more people. Who, raise your hand if you want to contribute or introduce yourself and just kind of share a little bit of what. Great. Hawthorne and then Laura, sorry.
Well, I'm assuming that we're not going to be able to create masks in the way we usually do. That's obvious because there's so many materials we need and to do the traditional mask making that we do. That's not going to happen.
I would say that you might want to think about what you might want to create this year and like a couple different key pieces, and we would get materials to support that process. But you're right, you probably wouldn't have as many things and not necessarily for the general public.
I was thinking for myself to reuse a mask.
Okay.
Wear one of my animals.
Perfect. I mean, I think this is the year.
It's just, and then I could help other people.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to make some paper mache or thing or something, they could probably come up with those materials. Anyway, also I have a transportation problem, and anyway, getting around isn't easy for me right now. So I want to be part of it.
Well, we'll figure all this stuff out. So that's why we're having the conversation today, and that way we can, you know, find out who's coming to the workshop. Maybe there's some shared rides occasionally and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Hawthorne, and all you've contributed over the years. You are one amazing human. Laura, you had something to.
Oh, I just had a couple of like workshop questions, and if we can't answer them now, I just thought I'd throw them out there and then you guys can take an answer back. But it sounds like you said that it is lock upable. The side that we have does have doors. So if someone were making a large puppet or a large sculptural piece that they wanted to leave there day after day, would that be something that's able, or you're saying we have to take everything, pack in, pack out? That's one of my questions. I've got a couple.
Okay, I'll just speak to that briefly, and in this, realize this is more like a brainstorming answer because I don't have an actual answer. But yes, even the costume room completely locks up from both the outside and even the entrance into the room. So yeah, we would certainly work out so that someone doesn't have to carry a big sculpture. I'm more thinking of by the pack in, pack out for the total of the workshop. So if you bring some tools and some objects and stuff, we'll make a workspace for you, or I hope. That's my plan. And then you would be able to leave things there. If it's possible, then we'll have it inside the building. And if not, there'll be the tent spaces I'm kind of imagining.
Wow. Yeah, I'm also imagining that, you know, the selected artists in residence or additional community members that we allow to use the space would have an area that they could call their own. It is designated where they can leave their stuff, and we can figure out what all that looks like. But in that kind of situation, it would be in some level of similarity to previous years, but there would be, you know, your space, and especially this year when we've got to do this social distancing business.
My other workshop questions were kind of around supplies and tools and things, and some of you have hit on this already, but I was imagining, because we're not loading the big trailers in, is what I heard, right? That like the tools and the sewing machines and the hot glue guns are all kind of packed away in there, and so we don't have access to those in mass. But I kind of had an idea throughout, and it made me even think of it when Tessa was asking about coax, was that, and I'd be willing to volunteer to do this or just take some input and see if somebody else wants to do it. But if we could, I was imagining like either a Google spreadsheet or even a Facebook group or something that everyone has access to where a little bit I'm thinking of like after the fires, there were these Facebook groups that spun up that were called the has and wants Facebook groups. And so somebody said, I need coax, and 3 people responded and said, I have it. Or someone said, I need a glue gun and I don't have one. And somebody else could say, yeah, I've got 2, I'll bring an extra one tomorrow. Or, you know, and kind of like finding a base set of all the things we might need, like a sewing machine, 2 glue guns, some scissors, you know, some screw guns that people have that they'd be willing to leave to let others use. Like if I was still there, I'd leave my tools there with my name on it, knowing Ricardo and Jim are locking them up each night or whatever, you know, but like that we might all just have to gather together what we have instead, because we can't get it out of the trailer. Is there like have you guys already been thinking around that, or do you want someone to kind of help you?
It would be really great to have some support with spearheading that. I think that that's in part of like the overall concept, but I think we would need some additional support with the managing part of the Facebook group or kind of helping kind of connect some of those. We will have a program coordinator that will potentially be able to connect some of that aspect, but love your support and feedback with that, Laura. Yeah.
Maybe I could just help get something kicked off, and then the program coordinator could just do the day in, day out on it. So is
Right.
Be interested in sharing their supplies and tools and stuff like that? Would that be?
It's a great brainstorm. Again, we do have the things available from the dry storage, which are the sewing machines and a variety of hand tools, a lot of the Ryobis and stuff I've kept in a so-called accessible storage. So my plan is to bring those out, and then maybe we would, I think right now the like glue guns are not in that, but I think we could easily get a few of those. We have a bit of a budget, right, Robin? Yeah, so we've got a bit of a budget.
A bit
so
is the key word.
Yeah, a bit. But
99-cent store has them.
Yeah, that's true. And those you know work right away, and then maybe we would get a couple other better ones. And so but the tools that we've had in the past, we do have those accessible, and the sewing machines are accessible. What else is accessible? Actually, quite many of the puppets are accessible to be repurposed. So a la Hawthorne, that's a great plan to repurpose and reuse the mask. But we have the Noaks and the sun puppets, all the puppets, dinosaur puppets even. They're in another storage. But so anyways.
Really good stuff. Kimmy, do you want to introduce yourself and maybe share anything that you're thinking of? I know you were scheming something up the other night.
Hey everyone. Hi everyone. Great to see familiar faces. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun as we always do for Solstice, and as we've kind of gravitated over the last couple of years, you know, pink party game, of course. So there's always a pink element to that, but Bloom will play very well into that theme as well. And we'll have, basically it'll be rolling. Everything will be on bikes and trikes.
Yeah, it's all wheels.
And so we'd invite
and rollerblades and whatever.
Yeah, and rollerblades and skaters,
rolls.
anybody who wants to be mobile. So like, unlike the other situation where you have the audience going to, we would be an exception, I guess, in that we would be a mobile thing like we do with Bike Delights.
Roll in and pop up.
And it'll be glowing. Everything will have a glowing element to it as well.
Electric garden, electric victory garden, electric community garden. And we're encouraging all of our Bike Delights people to get all springy. So the next couple of Bike Delights, encouraging everyone to work on their Bloom glow as we spring in. And so that's really something we're excited about, and everyone's in. So we'll be a rolling light up parade.
And we have music in tow as well, so we can create ambiance wherever we go.
Area.
And so the thought is, one thing that Ricardo, we were thinking it would be useful to have the outdoor space to store some of the bike art pieces. we're now living up at West Camino Cielo, and so we don't have quite the downtown access that we did. We have a storage space, anyway, so that might be something that we don't need any grant money or anything like that. But
yeah, but we have really good big light art to share. We've got our bunny ears and coming out of a white rabbit hat that could hang. We have ours hung way up here, and then we also have the Eye of Ma, and then the giant heart. We have a lightning bolt. We have R222. So it'd be fun to sprinkle these things around. So we have some things to think about to help out.
Great. So certainly we'd be able to store some of the things there. Again, that's the whole pack in, pack out, not immediately, but bring them in. And and then the other thing is I've already been talking to Dusty Williams, who does the butterflies. And this is another concept that we just need to build on, are these mobile groups, which could go from installation to installation. Kind of a improvised. Yeah, it would be a great way of creating events which happen between the static installations.
Love all of that. Sounds super good. Let's see, Rihanna, would you like to introduce yourself and share a little bit if you have any ideas you're scheming up?
Let me unmute myself. Hi there.
Sorry, can I just, Jensen has to leave. When I raised my hand, there were two of us.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
I just question that was on our minds. Is it okay? Sorry, it just kind of, the conversation went away. But we were really wondering about the timelines because Jensen, my 18-year-old, wants to fly in. And just one question around that. Is it mostly, if you're going to be in the produced video, you need to have it done in May? Is that what I kind of heard?
May and like the first week of June maximum. So yes, let's connect separately, but I will send everybody the timeline and also how you can reserve your spot for that filming, not only at the CAW, but in exterior locations within Santa Barbara. So that's going to be a really important part of this process if you're not doing your own filming.
Okay, thanks. So sorry about that. Jensen had to leave. So I just wanted to ask that question really quick. Thank you.
No problem. Rihanna, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no worries. Hi, I'm Rihanna, and I think I know a fair handful of you folks, and I'm the last.
No, it's not.
And yeah, so I think the last live parade I was involved with costumes for La Boheme, and so yeah, hoping to get involved. So I think I'll maybe add my name to that list of resources for costume design, costume creation. So that's me.
Oh, very exciting. Super happy to have you on this call, and thanks for that beautiful contribution.
Yeah, flowers. Oh
Yes.
yeah, we can do that.
Let's see. Diana,
I have a quick question. I have a quick question for the egg people.
Sure. The egg people.
You want wheeled things for a video?
Can you maybe ask that again? I didn't quite.
You wanted wheeled things with wheels for your video?
Well, basically everybody that comes with us is things that can roll. So if you're on a bike, you decorate your bike, or you're a rollerblader, you're the decor on the wheels, whatever you want. But
Okay, but what about a walker?
Oh, I think when we go slow, we're gonna invite other people. Like, we really have a thing for bees. And so we will be incorporating that with our inviting. It won't be just bike delights.
Okay, because I have quite a few friends with walkers.
Well, yeah,
including myself.
Well, I see what you're saying.
That may be a better fit for the conga line, but
I'm
we're
with
going to you could do, anybody could join us at certain points.
Hawthorne, I'm going to talk to you about that.
There's lots of opportunities to get you involved, Hawthorne, for sure. Lots of opportunities.
Just wait, I have that. That's an awesome idea, Hawthorne, to have a really nice slow stroll walkers roll. I'm totally down with that. I do Joyce movement with seniors, and I just saw what you're saying, and I thought that was beautiful. So that's like a slower version wheels, but yes, let's talk about it.
Love it. Love this. Couple more people want to share, and then we'll start to wrap up the call, but we will do this again so that we can collaborate a little bit and kind of scheme together, because it's really important that we kind of all find out what resources are available and all of that kind of good stuff. Would anybody else like to go? I don't want to necessarily make you, okay, go ahead, Caroline.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I'm gonna do something really different. I'm gonna have like paint and sip, but like you don't have to drink. For all ages, like so, like maybe I don't know, maybe like 3 like little events where I'll set up painting and I'll instruct participants on a painting. There would have to be, Robin, though, like a really clear place to sign up for that, and I think that's just a little concern I have for like all of this is like the website and the information going out for the public needs to be so super clear and being like, here are options, you know, so, and like, here's where you sign up. So, just like to make sure, because like people would have to sign up, and so either like you would pay me a stipend or they would have to like pay to participate. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be really fun, and like because I'm a teacher, so the way that I can teach for kids or adults, and like, you know, so like anyone could come and like learn a little bit about how to paint. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That sounds really good. Go ahead.
Quick question, Caroline.
Mhm.
Are you doing it at your place or something?
No.
So you want a space at the workshop to have this?
Well, we can go to like parks and stuff. So like Alameda
Okay.
Park and just like set up just set up a few tables or shoreline or like a beach or like places like that. I'm gonna go around and scout out some good locations for that. I don't think we'll need any like permitting or anything for like that.
Okay, great. So you'll just have some tables and some materials like canvases or something to paint on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great idea. I was a little bit hoping you might do something with your dad or something at your house.
I live in Goleta.
It doesn't matter. They can be anywhere. In other words, people could drive by it. So it's that's the New Orleans things, the Yardi Gras, they were all over the city. So they're it's totally possible. Anyways, stick with what you got, whatever.
Your resident Oscar the Grouch is skeptical.
Yes.
Well, let it sink in. We can all figure this out.
Can you get my bellows out? Because we could recreate the bubble machine in a yard. That is a possibility, but I would have to get outside funding for that.
Right. Yeah. As far as I know, Caroline, as in my memory, which is not always that great, but it's pretty good. I think it's in the trailer, so it's not available. And maybe Jim can.
Then never mind.
Yes. It's available next year.
Great. Okay, next.
All right. Thank you, Caroline. Barry, you want to share something?
Yeah, Barry, and some of you who don't know me, I've been with Solstice for a few years, general help of different kinds. And there's a website called Free Cycle, like recycle, only it's Free Cycle, and everything on it is free. You have something you give somebody, free, and they do have a Santa Barbara chapter. So I'm a little digitally retarded, but those of you who are digitally advanced can look up Free Cycle, and they may or may not have some of the stuff we're looking for, and some of the stuff instead of putting everything back in the truck, some of the stuff we might have to give away.
Sounds good. That's a great resource, Barry. We appreciate all that you've contributed over these years, and especially this new idea. Thank you.
Also, Art from Scrap is open again.
Yes.
It's opening. It's slowly reopening.
Yes, absolutely. And they want to be involved, and they've been promoting our stuff as we kind of get into launch mode as well. So I see a couple hands, but I don't know if they're from old questions or not. Laura, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, mine's a new one. I forgot. Hey, Ricardo and everyone. Lois Caps wants a triceratops out of her yard. So if you want to repurpose that this year. Or convince her to be a yardy gras and move it out to the street instead of the orchard. You could try that too.
Put it on skateboards.
Yeah, and I might, skateboards. It's pretty heavy. I might also be able to find my unicorn. I don't know what happened to it, but if I could find it and someone wants to repurpose it, we could do that too. Just when you said that about the bellows, Caroline, I was like, oh, what pieces have we left behind?
So, feel free to give Lois my number if she is, to find out how serious she is about having it be totally removed and the rest of it. So,
and she's been reaching out to Claire, but I can connect all
yeah. And then, like I said, as soon as I can be up in Santa Barbara, that's a great position. And then, of course, they probably still have it at the theater, the unicorn.
No, it went from the theater to somewhere else. So
okay. Anyways,
speaking of devil, Claire's coming
sorry
in
about
right
that.
now.
Did Claire finally get in?
She's just joining.
Yay! They were at work late, so I told them, get your butts in here.
Well, let's do just a couple more here, and then we'll kind of wrap up today. But we'll do a follow-up where we'll get that Google Doc going. We'll discuss how we're going to do some sharing of resources and more specifics with the time frame. But since I see that Claire, you just joined us, would you like to come on, say hello? I think everybody probably knows you, but introduce yourself to those who haven't met you. And so good to see you.
Oh, you're on mute. There you go.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm Claire. I'm a artist in residence and have been since 2013. And yeah, so, but I don't know how and what we're going to be doing this year because we have a baby due in 2 weeks. So,
yay, congratulations. Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Baby.
Jensen is going to do some puppets and wants your advice. So you may be advisors.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if we can maybe throw a costume together or something like that and get video or photos at least, but just kind of playing it by ear this year.
Of course. That makes total sense.
So.
Hey, Claire, I just told them right before you came on that you're going to go to put Ricardo in touch with Laura Capps about the Triceratops to see if it can either be repurposed or used in their yard for a yardy gras display.
Yes, I need to do. It looks pretty bad though. The head is like off. It's in pretty bad shape. We just kind of swung by and peeked in her yard, but yeah, I have to touch base with her again about it too because I just haven't had time.
We're in touch with Ricardo, I think is what he just said. So.
Yeah, Ricardo, are you back?
He is.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Robin and everyone. I see somebody who hasn't talked the whole time, and I'm going to put her on the spot. But an old, dear friend of mine, Diana Musacchio, who was in one of my floats a long time ago, but is an amazing artist and hasn't spoken this whole time.
Yes, introduce yourself. Say hello. We almost got you to say hello a little bit ago, but then we switched to something else. So yes, please introduce yourself. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I know people from all over the place in different parts. Of course, our community is so small. I was involved in Solstice many, many years ago, and then again through Laura for a few more years, doing a lot of support for her amazing products. And I every year vowed to do it again. And circumstances, I tend to travel to visit my mom in Argentina over Solstice last few years, and I decided this year it's going to happen. So I came today to see what was taking shape, and I just want to participate in one way or another. At the very least, I'll be part of the bike delights, if rolling bikes, I'm sure. But other than that, I'd much prefer to put my skills to something that's already happening, and if not, just make something outside my house, which is great. We do I was thinking how for the Imaginary Chalk Festival, we did this beautiful, art in our driveway, and there were photographs of that everywhere. And your thoughts of having the houses decorated was really exciting. And so, yeah, if one way or the other, either joining some other people or doing it at our home, I'm looking forward to being part of it in a big way this year.
Since our kids were babies, and I have tried to them for 18 years to come be in my float again, and had to move out of state, and our kids had to turn into adults before you came.
I'm glad.
We're so happy you're here, Diana. Thank you so much.
Totally welcome
just
to
to-
join
I
us.
mean, I think you've got something, and then I want to make sure that Jinny and Irene have an opportunity to just say hello and introduce themselves. So Ken and Kimmy next. I think I'm not sure if that hand is up from before or is current.
Yeah, it's up. Just a quick thing. I was noticing on Nextdoor over the holidays, they have the cheer map. So I think it'd be really cool to get engaged with the city, however they did the cheer map, and we do the June Bloom Solstice map, and maybe use that as a resource. And then also maybe like a chalking campaign, some colored chalk, and maybe we get some art going around and some, I don't know, just some fun stuff, flowers everywhere, literally, you know, so we can have fun with it, encourage others to do it, you know, say happy things, you know, bring cheer.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you. You're always contributing such good energy. Really appreciate that. Jinny, would you like to introduce yourself? Welcome.
Yeah, hi everyone, my name's Jinny. This is actually going to be my first year trying to participate in Solstice, like fully. I love everybody's ideas and I'm super excited to contribute in whatever way I can. And let's wait. I can't wait for June.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you part of our community. Irene, would you like to go next? And congratulations on your beautiful artwork submitted.
Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Irene. I'm a graphic designer in town, and I tuned in a little bit late, so I missed half of it. But yeah, it's interesting to hear all the ideas, and I can possibly help with some graphic design or maybe the map or something. So yeah, contact me.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so very much for that contribution. SunBear, did you want to share something else? You have your hand up, but I'm not sure if it was from before.
It was just the old, what Ricardo was saying, yeah, the billows is buried.
Oh, okay.
Back on that. I guess the hand got left up after that. Because it got kind of far in the past there.
Okay, no worries. Well, as we are coming to a close, I wanted to just give an opportunity for Stacy or Ricardo to kind of share any final last thoughts as we're thinking about, you know, next steps, and we will continue to follow up with opportunities for another calls like this, as well as, you know, more specifics as to how you can submit, contribute, and all that kind of goodness. Stacy, do you want to go first?
Myself here. We are really making a concerted effort this year to, we really started pretty early with our website, reworking that. We will have a lot of really good information and hopefully a lot of clarity. I know someone brought that up and I get it because I've been going through the whole thing. So I know one path leads to another path and you got to talk about all of it so everyone is clear as to what's happening and what we can and can't do. We will have all that information. I'm thinking probably sometime the first of next week. We won't have everything, but we're going to have a good portion of it nailed down. So I think that's going to help make it clear in everyone's mind exactly, because there's a lot of moving parts. And we're moving with it, unfortunately, but we're trying to like stabilize it so that we can get everybody informed. So that's really all I wanted to mention.
Great, and thank you so much, Stacy, for all you're doing to make that possible. Stacy is like mavericking the website, pulling stuff from the old website, finding all of the past posters and, you know, all of this stuff to kind of tell our story. So really appreciate all your efforts with that, Stacy, and all your board service for these amazing years. You've kept us all coming back year after year, and that's a feat in itself. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I just wanted
Ricardo.
to add, and then Robin, you check in that I'm not going too far astray, but in this place where we're thinking the artists take a little more responsibility, we have in the past, the Solstice has in the past done these GoFundMe or crowd sharing types of money raisings. And I think it has seemed to be less successful for our group. I would encourage any artist that has the availability to create something like a GoFundMe campaign, or for their installation, or even for your idea, Carolyn. So basically that Solstice would support individual artists creating funding streams, if that makes any sense. Does that seem right, Robin?
Yeah, so I guess there's two parts of it. So first, there's the opportunity for this $500 to $1,500 artist in residence proposal. And shall you be selected for that? If your project exceeds that amount, you can set up your own GoFundMe, which we will additionally promote, but it will be specific to your project and will be connected to you as an individual, or the group of people that are working on your project. So we will promote that, but it's not going to be under necessarily Solstice umbrella. So that's going to be kind of a separate additional side source of possible income if shall you want to do it. And I'm happy to teach people a little bit how to go about that. But it is, if you do set that up, it's a bit of a commitment. So you want to make sure that you plan to do that well if you strike it up. But yes, that is something that we would support and definitely think is a great idea.
Yeah.
On top of that, we are looking for sponsors and kind of underwriters of some of these projects. So if you know of a business or a philanthropist who wants to support another artist or wants to support one of these projects, of course, that's always welcome. And we have a number of ways we can create visibility for that person or organization, shall they want it. Because we're doing this major cable TV push. I keep saying cable, there is a specific agency we're looking at, but we don't want to say that out of hand at this point, but we're exploring somewhere that would get major visibility for that organization. You can have logo coverage or even like a mention in that. So that's an option. And then of course, all of our different social media kind of stuff, website, etc.
And so we do have, of course, there will be a YouTube event, that one we can say. And so that, again, for people looking at sponsorship, that's also another possibility that they would have their name, within that. So I'm just, because you happen to be on my screen, Carolyn, just thinking, okay, you're doing the painting thing, and maybe we film that, and maybe it's a blip in the YouTube video. Then there could be a possible sponsor would benefit from that. So again, just brainstorming, shooting out things, but yeah.
Great. So now you all are in the know. So you are the most informed of our community. So I invite you all to spread the word, share what's going on, eventually share this link to this video so people can get a feel for what all's happening, how they can get involved. They can check our website at solsticeparade.com to find out more information in the coming days, like Stacy said. And just so excited to see you all and to hear about these amazing contributions that you're scheming up. And we're going to keep this conversation going, but really appreciate all you've contributed all these years. And even in these unique moments in time, we're going to bring so much creativity and joy to our community. It's going to be a blooming, creative excitement process. And, this is a beautiful time to offer that to the community, because I think they really need it.
I just wanted to say one other thing. I know that sometimes there's frustration because maybe the information's not there. It's a very fluid situation, and we're almost kind of revamping this organization and the way it works to get this done. So if you have any concerns or any questions or any complaints about something you're not seeing or you don't understand, you need to let us know, because we'll want to fix it as soon as possible, because it matters to us. Covering all the bases feels pretty overwhelming given what we're trying to do. I mean, we got a bit of a handle on it, but we may not have it all covered. So I just want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable in communicating with us if they're feeling any frustration or need any answers.
It's so true. I mean, we're really creating this completely new strategy. You know what we normally do each year, and this is a completely different thing. We're trying to navigate COVID guidelines. Everybody is in a unique situation. So we really will be, doing this collaborative process together. So I put my email in the chat, and feel free to reach out to me. Many of you have my cell phone as well. So feel free to text or call me there, but shoot me an email and we can, schedule a call to, talk through some of this stuff, and then also connect you with others that are, scheming things up. I want to give an opportunity before we finish for Jason, who just came on. Would you like to introduce yourself and ask any questions or share anything that you are considering working on?
Oh no, it's I'm good. It's just I've followed the Solstice Parade for a long time. I've been a spectator of it for a while, and just happy to take a look at what you guys were doing. And I was kind of late to get into the meeting. I forgot all about it, but then I just wanted to check it out at the end. So
thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Well, I want to just get a show of hands to see if you received my email. If you did, I guess raise your hand if you didn't, because I want to make sure that you are on our list. Diana, if you want to put your email in the chat or send me an email directly, I can make sure that you're on future communications. Is there anyone else? Thank you. Who was not on an email list prior to getting this? Did they just find it on social media somewhere? No. Okay, good. All right, everybody, this is gonna conclude the conversation for today. I can't wait to continue the conversation. For those that you, just as a reminder, please vote for your favorite featured artist selection. So for poster and t-shirt by the end of the evening. Also submit your artist in resident proposal no later than this Friday, the 9th. We're going to be reviewing those, some this week and then some next week for those who have already put in, and making our selections really soon so we can all get started. So don't feel free to, even if you're not interested in submitting for the funding request as part of the artist in residence, if you want to do something on your house, business, just shoot me a note as to what you're planning to do so that we can make sure to put that on the map, and we'll create a more specific process for that as well. So great, everybody. We'll see you soon. So good to see you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Love ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.